What is up guys, it's Stanley27 here, bringing you some Battlefield 3 today, and this video was actually meant to go up on Tuesday. However, YouTube was having some problems with my account, so it wouldn't actually let me upload any videos, but those are now all been resolved, so I thought I'd bring you this video. It's better late than never. However, it is going to be slightly out of date, as it is on the patch that came out on Tuesday the 27th, so sorry it's a little bit out of date, but I thought I'd bring it to you, thought I'd let you know what they brought into the patch. So pretty much, it was a simple balancing patch. They did improve some of the input lag on the PS3, which is something that's been needed for a long while. We're not actually experiencing any of that on the Xbox, luckily, or on the PC, but on the PS3, I've heard that it's a big problem, and a lot of players are actually having quite a lot of problems actually playing the game, and it's been put off quite a few people from even picking it up on PS3. And to be fair, seeing as Aftermath is just around the corner, which that's our 5th expansion pack, 4th or 5th, it's quite late on, and they're actually still doing stuff to fix it. I thought it would have been fixed a lot earlier, seeing as it has been a problem right from the beginning since Battlefield 3 has been released. So, seeing as it's been over a year since it has been released, they're slowly starting to get it fixed, and I think they've done quite a lot of work on it this time around. They've also improved the audio stability, apologies, on the PS3, which is another thing they're having problem. It wasn't so game breaking, but obviously if you are going to go down the route of trying to sound whore, which is quite effective, it wasn't so easy because sound would just come and go and it wouldn't be in the right place, and now supposedly it's been fixed. But one of the main things they did was they tweaked some of the weapons within the game, and one of the main ones is they tweaked the M416, which has been heralded the god gun by some people, taking over from the M16A3, which kind of will make a big difference. It's going to make the choice between the M16 and the M416 a little bit more interesting again, as it says on the battle log thing. I'll put a link down to all the patch notes in the description below, but that's pretty much what I'm saying. They wanted to make sure that the M416 wasn't the god gun, where there was an actual choice between those two, because it was originally the M16A3, as you probably would know as a Battlefield player, or the M416 once that got patched, and the M16A3 kind of got its recoiling boost or increased. So now the M416 has had its horizontal recoil slightly increased and its first shot recoil slightly increased, which pretty much means that it's going to be more on par with the M16A3, so it's going to be more of a viable choice to choose that rather than the M416 all the time. The L85, the L85 and the AUG have both had their and the FAMAS, have all had their recoil slightly decreased to make them a little bit more usable, which is a big thing for the FAMAS, seeing as I'm not sure how much they've decreased it. They haven't actually said that specifically in the patch notes, but obviously the FAMAS is a super nerfed gun at the moment, so that did need some of the big tweakings. The G35 and the QBZ95B have also had some of their horizontal and recoil vertical reduced, and the LSAT has had its hipfire accuracy kind of tightened a little bit, just so it can play its role a little bit more as an LMG, which is pretty much what it really needed. So the UMP45 has also had its kind of decreased its fully automatic fire rate. So when you go full auto with the gun, that rate of fire has been decreased, so it's not the same as the PP2000, kind of differentiating the guns, making the choice a little bit more variable between the two. There's also been a few weapon bug fixes. I won't go too deep into those. There's nothing too big a deal about those. The MTAR wasn't, the sound suppressor, or the silencer as we know it, wasn't working properly, and the range wasn't being reduced as it should be, so they fixed that, which, to be fair, I didn't really notice. Didn't hear too many people complaining about that, but it is nice to know that they're picking up on things that not all of the community are, and fixing them before they do get to be too much of a problem. Also the MCOM disarm fix, which was a massive problem. There wasn't too much going on within the Xbox, or that I experienced, but I know there was elsewhere, which is where you couldn't actually disarm it while standing up from the left-hand side of the MCOM, which, when you're playing a game of Rush and the enemy team arm your MCOM, you're going to want to be able to defuse it, and not being able to do that from a certain side while standing up is quite a big problem. So, good job they fixed that. That all should stop quite a lot of this random not being able to disarm it, trying to work out why, and losing the MCOMs. I know I did lose one game because of that. It wasn't personally me disarming, but it was my friends. But I have heard around the YouTube community and just the Battlefield community in general that it was getting on people's nerves. It was kind of almost a game ruining bug, which obviously is not a good thing for Battlefield 3, so it's a good job they fixed that. They've also done stuff with the Armoured Kill DLC, kind of fixing some of the hidden collision areas, or kind of little areas you could hide in. In Outlaws Mountain you could hide in the rocks, and in Death Valley you could hide and run the railway tunnel roofs, because the clipping wasn't quite right, and just wasn't quite right about that. So they fixed all of those. You can no longer hide in random areas, get your little character hidden, and no more camping and waiting for people to run past you, which is always handy. So that's a really good thing. And pretty much they just balanced the gunship again, because obviously that was one of the main complaints with Armoured Kill, was that the gunship was overpowered. They originally brought in a server-side patch which dealt with it, and then they originally brought in another patch which dealt with it in the last patch, I do believe. And then this patch they're tweaking it again. The gunner position won't have the FLIR view, as it says here, which I believe to be the black and white kind of heat sonar view, which just makes it a little bit less easy to see people while in there. Yes, the seat is still available, but you'll just be a normal view, so you won't be able to see targets as easily. And the damage radius of the cannon explosion, so the splash damage, has been reduced, so killing infantry targets is going to be a little bit more difficult, which is something we want to see, because it is kind of getting a bit overpowered, especially on rush mode. I know they did tweak this a bit, and it has helped considerably, but you were just kind of getting spammed by the AC-130, and it was a huge problem. That is pretty much all they're bringing into this patch, which I did say came out on November the 27th for both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. However, I'm not 100% sure whether it's come out on PC yet. It says it goes live no later than the 4th of December, and as I'm recording this, as I said, it's a Saturday. It's not the Tuesday that I originally wanted to go up. It is the 1st of December, so if it hasn't come out already, there's still 3 more days for that to come out. So that's what you could look for in the PC patch, or that is what has come out in the Xbox and PlayStation 3 patch. So I hope you guys enjoyed, I hope you found it useful, and I will see you on the dark side.